Namaste, Jai Hind. I'm in Mumbai. It's election season, ladies and gentlemen, and oftentimes we are asked, when are you going to speak to youngsters? Who's going to talk to us? And when we were out with the Citizens Manifesto and we were doing our own coverage, a lot of times youngsters said, who's talking to us? So, well, we've got the opportunity. It's a college break, but still, early in the morning, we've had some students who are affiliated with the IIMUN. At the HSNC University, we've all gathered. A lot of them, almost all of them, are first-time voters studying different streams, some just out of 12, some into their first year, second year, multiple disciplines. So the boys and girls, good morning. Thank you very, very much. And we're going to talk to you and understand your Mann Ki Baat. So, as first-time voters. So let's start from the corner and then we'll go around. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Aishwarya. I'm currently pursuing travel and tourism from Jai Hind College.
You think you're going to get up and go out to vote on the day that you've got to vote?
Yes,
Why?
because it's important to shape the future of our country and it's in our hands right now. So why should we lose this opportunity?
True. So you are not going to lose the opportunity to vote, but are netas using the opportunity to speak to you as a youngster, as a youth? Through this whole campaigning, through this whole prachar, do you think, अरे हाँ, ये मेरे से बात कर रहा है, मेरे मतलब की बात कर रहा है या कर रही है? Have you ever thought that?
I have not noticed it yet.
Not noticed it yet. So what is it that you would like netas to speak to you about?
About to basically tell us that we youth are also important in the country and we are basically the main audience. They kind of tell us that way, and not the senior citizens or the middle-aged people.
So you want the youth to be given more bhav, more importance, right? But how do they get this bhav? What do you mean? Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Murthy and I'm currently a volunteer at IIMUN. To answer your question, what we can do is to involve youth more into voting. We can, collaborate with various organizations. Also, make sure that, on social media is where you can, because there is where the Gen Z is, more active. It also says that, 76% of the Gen Z people are active on Instagram. So, going on social media and, just letting them know that voting is important and, giving the importance to the youth is very important.
True. Very well said, Murthy, that you should be where the youth are. But one is, I'll come out and tell you, listen, you're a youngster, you're a first-time voter, you must vote. Second is, I must make you want to vote. So what are the issues that will make you want to vote? Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I am Divyam and I recently completed my 12th board examinations. The issues which the youth currently faces is, the main issue is the unemployment in the country, wherein the people who are above 18 and below 24, they do not get the right opportunities to do their internship or build their work profile. So the government should ensure that more and more opportunities are created for the youth of the nation, especially the people between the age bracket of 18 to 24, so that they get something to go and build their profile.
Correct. So you're saying that when you graduate, when you come out, the biggest insecurity is who's going to employ me? Am I going to be employable? Right. What interesting thing that you said is that the government has to create opportunities where you'll get employment. So the government's job is not to give you jobs, but to create avenues where you will get jobs or jobs are created for you. But what kind of jobs? And is there clarity there? And today, are the avenues far greater than the traditional doctor, engineer, MBA?
Hi, I'm Garima Wadhwani and I'm a volunteer at IIMUN. So what kind of job? Basically jobs in tech, because nowadays tech pays a lot. So if the government increases jobs in tech and something like that, then there may be a lot of job opportunities in geological section, because nowadays previously when people used to think about educating their children, there were 2-3 options: engineering, medical. But now they have a lot of options. They previously also had, but now they are more aware. So there's entrepreneurship, there is again geological sector.
This travel and tourism. We're standing at a university that is teaching real estate, they're teaching travel and tourism, right? So the whole scope is changed.
Yeah, there's hospitality, there are a lot of other fields. So I guess government and parents as well, they should educate their children that there are a lot of possibilities, and just medical sector or just engineering won't give you as much money as an entrepreneur would earn.
Entrepreneur would earn. I was going to come to that aspect, that everybody is thinking, who will give us jobs? But are you as a youngster thinking, who can I give jobs to? Why can't I become an entrepreneur or take a risk? Is that thought coming to your head? What's your name? Hi.
My name is Rohan. I am currently pursuing management from Hinduja College in my first year. So my thought is that as an entrepreneur, I would like to increase more jobs in manufacturing sector.
Okay.
Because
But you want to be an entrepreneur.
yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur, and that's the reason I'm pursuing management as well. So it will help me out in future.
How to manage your own company, your own firm. That's the thought process. So that's nice.
And along with the manufacturing sector, there are various sectors in which jobs can be increased. But to currently decrease the unemployment which is currently going on in India, the best sector will be manufacturing. All
So
along.
you think you need manufacturing sector, but for that manufacturing aspect, you need skill. So if you're getting into manufacturing, you need skill. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Perseus from BBA, first year.
So is again education, unemployment, are these the relation aspects, or are there other things which you would like politicians of today to talk to you about?
So most of these are quite important for the country's development in today's day and age. When it comes to politics, politicians should also look at the middle class. Recently, they've been looking at only the poor class and the rich class. Most of them get benefits, and some people get other kind of benefits, whereas in today's day and age, the middle class is getting left out big time. So I would like politicians to do something for even the middle class people like us. So
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Devansh. I'm pursuing BBA from NHSMRE. So looking at his thoughts, I agree with him completely. Like there is a very raise high in inflation and everything that is happening. The middle class is just getting squeezed from both the sides. They are only looking at the poor and the rich. That is completely what he's saying.
So I'm just saying, are Indians lazy or are Indians ready to work hard?
To answer the question, Indians are ready to work hard, but there are some lazy people that...
There are some days, but largely are we those that if we are inspired enough, if we are committed enough, if we are excited enough, we're ready to put in hard work, hard labor? You think we are such people?
Yeah, we are such people that are ready to put in hard work.
So we are not people who would say, listen, you sit at home, 3 days a week, I'll give you 300 rupees per day or 500 rupees per day. You don't do any work, you just chill. Does that model work for you? Or does the model work saying you come out and work and I'll pay you your wages? You come out and put in your hard sweat and toil and I'll reward you for that. Which works?
So the latter one works, where you come and earn your wages. Is not the other way around, where I'll sit at home and you pay me 300 rupees a day.
So doles that no matter what, I'll guarantee you income for 4 days a week. Even if you work or you don't work, money will reach you. Does that model work, or I'll guarantee you income if you step out and work? Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Ummahani. I'm currently pursuing BBA from NHSMRE. So as per the topic you were just covering up, I think the main reason is India really needs to adapt remote working, because people really want to start moonlighting, which is basically doing 2 jobs. And for that, it's very difficult if you have to be there at the job constantly. I think remote working, something that Americans have adapted beautifully, should also be taken into consideration by Indians. And as for the political point of view, I think the party is doing a lot of good by starting the Vikas Bharat 2047, by adapting a sustainable development by the year 2047. But there are a lot of other things where they can be more inclusive about when it comes to youngsters, by asking them what their wants and needs are as per all the topics covered, since we are the future.
You are the future. Okay, now let me just open this up. Are you in favor of what N.R. Narayan Murthy says, that we as a nation are in a growth phase, so we got to work harder. When you're growing, you got to work harder. Do you agree with that? Because a lot of people said, how can you ask me to work 11 hours a day? Already I'm working 8 hours. Why should I work 11 hours? Where do you stand there? Are you willing to work if it actually gives you... And if an entrepreneur says, you work 11 hours, I'll pay you for 11 hours. Are you willing to work?
As per the concept, I think just because a country is growing does not mean you have to devote 11 hours. There's something called a smart working, but there are a lot of ways to achieve it. More than giving in 11 hours, you can find in ways for the company to grow better and get more profit.
Great, more profit. But when somebody talked about manufacturing, in manufacturing you have a processing in place. You can only put so many things and churn out so much of product in 1 hour. So that means if I work only 8 hours, I'll churn out so much. If I work 3 hours extra, I'm also going to produce a little more. So you think this sector balancing is possible? Anybody? Thoughts there? Yeah?
I feel we should adopt automation and robotics, and even AI for that matter. Like, we can actually implement the technologies
Now you're saying adapt robotics. The other side, they're saying there are no jobs, give us more jobs, employ more labor. So this labor versus automation fight is there. So as a youngster, what do you think? How can we strike a balance?
But as a nation, we need to actually mark our presence in the global scenario. So I feel we should adopt technology, but at the same time, we should make sure the youngsters are getting jobs. So we really need to figure
Strike
out
the balance, right? Isn't it? So it's
So on this topic, recently Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani had given us a guest lecture, and I asked him the same question, what do you think of AI? And he gave a very smart answer, which I liked a lot. He said AI is just a tool. It's like a mobile phone or like a specs for a person. The more you use it, the better you use it, the better the people can get in their jobs. And coming back to your Narayan Murthy's quote, I think the harder the person works for a business, the more the business grows. If you put hard work where it's needed and at the right place at the right time, not extra, like if you're just putting in extra hours for no sake and there's no growth.
it's not mindless effort.
Yeah, if you put in the proper effort and the calculated efforts and risks, then it's pretty safe, straightforward to pay extra per hour.
Straightforward and pay extra. So you're saying combine a little bit of smart work and hard work where necessary and put in the efforts. Now let me ask you something, and anybody can go for it. The Prime Minister engaged with creators. He was having a chat with gamers. So at 73, he's trying to speak to what works for you guys. But if you want the Prime Minister to speak more to people like you, what would you like him to do? So it is not necessarily Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the nation's Prime Minister. Let's take off from the template of what PM Modi is doing. What would you like the Prime Minister of the country to do to appeal to you, the youth? So you can just put your hand up and I'll come to whoever wants to have a go at it. Yes, ma'am.
So I think something that he recently did, like Startup India in 2017, that was a great initiative for youngsters who have great ideas and to gather them. Some more initiatives similar to that would do so youngsters a lot of great.
So more things around startup. You think something to create the appetite for risk in your minds, because all of us are apprehensive, isn't it? यार कुछ स्टडीज सेफ मिल जाए लाइफ में रिस्क क्यों लेने का टेंशन क्यों लेने का बट समवेयर अदर्स हु बिकम एंटरप्रेन्योर से रिस्क नहीं तो कुछ नहीं राइट सो यू थिंक समथिंग लाइक दैट और व्हाट एल्स डू यू थिंक
I think he's doing enough at this point in time. As we move forward, maybe we can take more initiative.
what like what
Uh,
let's say if he's watching this broadcast what would you tell him मोदी जी अब आपको ये करना चाहिए या जो भी अब देश का प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनेगा आपको ये करना चाहिए
I think interact more with them. So we as youth also have opinions and ideas.
So that's what I'm asking. What's your opinion? What do you want him to do? Let me give you 30 seconds to think about 3 things you would like Prime Minister Modi, if he gets elected again, to address in the first 100 days, which is directly concerning youngsters, which will tell you, bhai, ye sahi hai. Or whoever becomes the Prime Minister, that you must do this.
So, in my opinion, I think the youth of this country needs decision-making power, as well as at the same time we need unity. India's a land of like 1.8 billion, and we have billion problems in India. And I think youth has a solution for it because we really have that appetite and mind for problem solving. So for that, we need to gather the youth. So it's just the idea. Why don't we create a Yuva Sabha, like an assembly of all the young Indians, and actually unite them and get their ideas and implement those ideas, because we don't have a voice. So we really need to unite first and then take the action.
So it's like a Yuva think tank or like a Yuva Sabha from across the country, across various sectors, and then try and get their ideas and let them pull out ideas and way forwards and continuously saying something. One of the suggestions that was made was student body elections across colleges, jo band kar diye sab jagah pe, started, but in a more peaceful manner, democratic manner, so that ideas talking about future policy making gets into the system. Yeah.
So my suggestion is to, so Modi ji is actually doing a lot of work to get foreign companies to invest into India. But my thought is you're giving all benefits, tax benefits, land benefits, different kind of benefits for all these foreign companies to invest. But maybe you should also give some Indian startups, which he is giving a lot of also leeway to a lot of startups. But maybe some Indian companies that are also aspiring, which are like out of the startup phase, but they're like in the middle struggling. Maybe he should like look into that kind of a sector where like they've struggled.
So there are production link incentives which are there, or PLIs which are there. there, which schemes are there in various sectors, but do you think that can be expanded? And you're saying, okay, you help them start up. Now they are at mid, from mid to large if they need to grow, give them some push there and incentive there. Is that what you're saying?
Not really, but I'm just saying, like, see, they've helped a lot of foreign companies settle in India. Like Apple has now come, and now we've started making iPhones in India, which is a great achievement. But now, if you could have a local brand instead of, say, an Apple, maybe if you had a local brand making it and endorsing it to Apple, I think that would have been a better way.
So as a supplier?
Yeah, like a supplier.
So my thoughts are that instead of creating another Sabha for youth, why not we encourage youth to join the parliament, the Lok Sabha, and include youth in the Lok Sabha itself, so that the points can be given on the floor itself. Because if we create another parliament, the voices will not be raised as equal as if they will speak in front of the speaker, the president, and all. Along with that, as you mentioned about critical thinking and gaining knowledge from the start, the PM Narendra Modi has also launched new education policy, which changed the education system as well, because including critical thinking, problem solving at an early age will help them decide their future as well. And
Right. But that NEP needs to be implemented across the board, isn't it? And the Yuva Sabha is not a formal structure. The Yuva Sabha is an informal structure, like a think tank. So a think tank doesn't become parliament. The think tank becomes advisory. But youth, 20 to 29 years old, less than 30 years old, out of 543, if that is going to grow to about, say, 600 or 700 very soon, post delimitation, etc., can we not have 20 or 30 youngsters between 20 and 30? But for that, आपको चुनाव लड़ना पड़ेगा. राज्यसभा से एंट्री नहीं होगा, चुनाव लड़ना पड़ेगा, पॉलिटिक्स उतरना पड़ेगा, वोट लगाना पड़ेगा, मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, फिर जीत के आना पड़ेगा.
yeah, there's a thing like
तो entrepreneur बनोगे कि नेता बनोगे, क्या करोगे?
like not all,
Not all, but
not
those who
all,
want to
but those who want to do, and those who want to bring the real change in India. And by raising the voice only, we can bring a change.
Correct.
And not like including the whole youth in the parliament, but at least some voices in the parliament.
Okay, so who is youth for you? What age group is youth for you? Somebody who's 50 years old is youth for you? Somebody who's 40 years old is youth for you? Or somebody who's between 20 and 35 is youth for you? Who's youth for you?
So between the age of 18 to 25 or 30.
18 to 30, that is youth. Okay.
Yeah. So what I feel is, yes, 18 to 35, if you create that age group and then mentored by those who are experienced, that would, I guess, create more impact. Coming back to your previous question, what would we like? So the government should do whatever interests youth, and because nowadays youth is more aware and wants to do more for the nation. So there are some issues like sustainability issues, environmental, some issues like this. So if the government focuses on these issues and directly converses with the youth on these, I guess the impact would be created. And then empowering youth to speak to youth.
Empowering youth to speak to you, to communicate better. Okay.
So, according to me, as he mentioned, that the new national education policy which was implemented, PM Modi has spread the voice that more vocational subjects should be included, like critical thinking, risk appetite, and much more. So that should be inculcated amongst the youth, especially where the traditional rote learning pattern was going on. So shifting a focus towards more vocational subjects should be given. Additionally, PM Modi has started various incentives for the entrepreneurs and everyone, be it Make in India or Startup India, Stand Up India, wherein he has encouraged the women entrepreneurs also to step up and empowering the women to come along. So that's an issue which needs to be addressed.
2029, you can add on to what you answered. In 2029 elections, you want to see 33% women representation across all parties?
Yes.
होना चाहिए ना? Walk the talk, right? All netas should walk the talk. This time they haven't, but they've only brought the reservation. They're going to groom netas. Yeah, so you also have to be interested then.
Definitely.
Okay, good. Okay, tell me how.
So basically, as he said that, in entrepreneurs as well, in my opinion, I should say that for youth, the main issue that we, face here is unemployment. As a youth, I would say that, PM Narendra Modi has already created many job facilities, which is great. And I think that he should, continue doing this so that, more and more youth, as and when they get jobs, it can, create more development in the nation.
Right. So creation of jobs, because this whole thing about who's going to employ me, I am employable, but is there a job for me? It seems to be a concern across the board, but you've got to create an environment where more people can. Yes, quickly.
Yeah, so according to me, the government, like as Rohan mentioned, that there should be a youth representation in the Lok Sabha. So for that, the youth needs to be empowered to join the politics. So basically, according to me, most of the people in our generation, are not at all interested in politics, to be honest.
So you got to get them interested into politics.
Yeah,
So you think at college level, student level, there should be some level of political engagement also? Elections hona chahiye, muddon pe baat honi chahiye, all of that?
Yeah, like they can do that. Like they can obviously bring sort of debate sessions in colleges or maybe in 11, 12 standards. Or maybe they can also host seminars like nearing election time. The students of like grade 12th and grade 11th can be made aware about how to vote and what is the importance of voting. Because throughout our, like according to me in our education, I had no idea how to vote, how to register for the voter ID. So after turning 18, I had to research about it for myself. So if the government can host seminars and all across India and across colleges and schools, so it will be really helpful.
Would you want to get jobs, seats, places based on your merit, that means your score, and your socio-economic background, that means you have the haves and the have-nots. So the cutoff is the same, but if somebody who comes from a, say, poor household, should that person get your seat or gets a seat ahead of you because even if your cutoffs are the same? Is that okay? Or if a person gets lesser scores but has a different surname, and because of that, that person gets the... Where do you stand on this entire reservation aspect? I'm just quickly asking you, would you want merit and this purely socio-economic condition, have and have not, to work that, okay, if the person comes from an income household which is less than say 5 lakh rupees or 7 lakh rupees per annum, then that person needs a push up so that quota is created. Where do you people stand on this? Quickly, 2-3 people. Yes, ma'am.
I think we've all faced this during our admissions, and it was a very difficult procedure since certain colleges only used to take Sindhi quota, so there was always somebody from the background, from a further background that used to get first preference, and I think it was very unfair to the ones because it's not anybody's particular fault where they are born in and what their family background is. So I think everybody should have an equal vote.
The admission should be on merit basis only. Now speaking about that part, some people are economically, like some classes are economically backward and they don't have enough money. I guess government should invest more. Like if a kid is preparing for an entrance exam and you're directly giving him college, regardless of scores, you can put financial investment in his coaching so that he studies well, and put investment there so that he gets all the benefits of first.
So rather than doing it at the score, at the marks level, do it at the preparation level.
Yeah,
so can you help somebody from a socio-economically weaker background be in the education itself, the process of education itself, rather than at the time of getting the marks?
So
That's what it is.
That is what the real test is. They will study and then they will give exam, then it's okay.
Then we can go forward. So final word, what do you guys think? The middle class, in the middle.
So everyone should be treated equally. Like there should be any things.
No, but you agree that help in the process of learning, help those who cannot afford education to learn, but don't decide when the marks come. When the marks come, give it on merit.
See, one thing is that something's not going to change is like bribery and like maybe reservation of seats for like a certain community or something. That doesn't change, but we should be thankful and like for us at least, wherever we get, we should take the opportunity. I genuinely sometimes feel bad for people who are like, don't get the opportunity and don't get the chance to come to good colleges. But living in Mumbai, there are so many good colleges, so maybe sometimes people should not, get worried about if you don't get it here, take it there.
Correct.
There are options open.
I feel that it does matter because from my personal opinion, if I say, if there are two people, one, if they want job careers, one is from Jai Hind and one is from Hinduja. I will say that, some of the people will give more preference to Jai Hind as per Hinduja. Because sometimes, that college, which college
background matters. But I can see, we've run out of time, but there are so many examples where people have come from very, very ordinary colleges. They don't have big name, but they had merit and they had hard work. So at the end of the day, merit and hard work always prosper. Sometimes there will be a stumbling block, but largely it's your own individual effort. But overall, so are you all going to vote? Yes. So let me show the index finger, left index finger to the cameras. Everyone together. It's our campaign here at CNN News 18. Say together, go vote. Go vote. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great conversation. Thank you.